Ghost is my favorite typing in Pokemon Go. Most Ghost types are relatively glossy, quick to recharge moves, and have nice coverage moves. There's really only one typing that walls Ghost types. Those are the dark types, of course, but most Ghost types have at least some coverage moves versus the dark types. Of course, we have Gengar with Focus Blast, but also we have Sableye, which with the secondary dark typing only takes neutral damage from dark, and can hit hard with Return on the Dark types, which I always use Purified Sableye. I love it so much. Besides that, you have Drifblim with Icy Wind, which can take out the Flyers. You have Marowak with his Fire moves. Haunter with his Poison moves. Overall, Ghost is a very versatile typing, which is why I love it. You know, I've been running this Azumarill Double Ghost line for a long time. It's been my bread and butter line for the longest time, and today I'm going to be showing you a couple games with this original line, Azumarill Marowak Sableye, and then 4 variations of that line, which will be a lot of fun. There's some great games in here, so sit back, relax, and enjoy. In this game, I led Azumarill into Tropius, of course, not great. Ooh, that's a nice sack swap. I didn't even realize I did that. I like that. And then I swapped in Sableye, brought in his own Sableye, and now it just concedes. I think he probably had like a Stunfisk in the back, and in that case it would have just been game over. Alright, another Tropius lead. Of course, not amazing. I bring in Sableye. It's a really good safe swap in the current meta. At the start of the second half of this season, there are a lot of Charmers, and it has kind of brought up a lot of Steel types, and now Charmers are gone again, which makes Sableye a very strong safe swap at the moment. I get to another foul play right here. I could have reached the return and killed the Tropius. That's a mistake, but I was afraid he was gonna just throw the Leaf Blade, and he would have thrown the Leaf Blade before I got to return, so maybe this was the right play. Ship him down. I can farm him down with Marowak right there. Since he didn't swap out of a Tropius, I'm not expecting there to be a hard Ghost type answer in the back. If there would have been a hard Ghost type answer in the back, he would have swapped out of the Tropius into that. So I am kind of hoping for a Marowak sweep right here, just because of that. It brings in Bastiodon, not great. I'm not running Hydro Pump on this Azumarill. You could run Hydro Pump on an Azumarill. I think in this team, Play Rough is mandatory, because you need your Azumarill to beat opposing Azumarills. But you can play around with Hydro and Ice Beam. I kind of prefer Ice Beam right now, because I really like the coverage versus grass types. I've been in that situation a lot, where I need the Ice Beam from Azumarill to finish off my opponent's grass type. But here Hydro Pump would have been really useful. He threw the Flamethrower versus my Azumarill, by the way, just a couple seconds ago, which is very surprising. And now I'm expecting a Stone Edge, but I'm hoping for the Flamethrower. If there's a Flash Cannon, very interesting. You know, I think Flash Cannon wins the mirror match, so maybe that's why my opponent is running that. Like, in the end, you don't really need Stone Edge for any matchup, so it's a pretty cool play. Alright, brings in Metachamp. That's really good for me. I play rough it once. I don't think I can get to another move, and I need to save some health on Azumarill to bubble down the Bastiodon. So I'm gonna bring my Marowak right here. I get to the Bow Club. Luckily, I was afraid I might not reach it. And now, hopefully, this Fire Spin plus the bubble plus the Play Rough will be enough to kill the Bastiodon. And there, barely get it. That's a really good game. Yes, barely takes out the Bastiodon. That's very nice. All right, Azu versus Ninetales. Very good lead. I can tank these Power Snows just fine. They're resisted. All I really have to worry about is the Psyshock or the Dazzling Gleam. Psyshock doesn't do that much. Dazzling Gleam will, but I'm gonna no-shield it anyway. Yeah, it is a Dazzling Gleam. Does quite a big chunk. It brings an Azu, and this is a problem with this line. I kind of need to use my Azu, or like my Azu is already almost dead, and he brings in his own Azu, and both my Pokemon in the back lose to Azumarill. So I'm kind of in trouble. But if I get this Azu down low enough, Sableye can farm it down. And that's always nice. Sableye with energy advantage, even when it has a shield down, can pressure shield so much that's just so good. I really love it. Just farm down the Azu right here. If I can, he currently threw a player off. He's 5 more for another one. 3 bubbles, 4 bubbles. He's not gonna get there, so he swaps out. I throw the turn right here. because it's neutral versus Ninetales, I should have just thrown Foul Play because he was gonna shield either way, and Foul Play still does a bunch, even though it's resisted. Ninetales is not the tankiest mon, and Sableye is pretty high attack. I shield this move right here because it would definitely kill. This time I do go for the Foul Play, because if he shields, I can still get to another one. If he no shields, I can also still get to another one. But I decided to swap to Marowak right here, just to tank the move. Like, if this Ninetales decides to swap out later, I can kill with a Foul Play from Sableye, and at this point I can just farm down. I think its switch timer is not up yet, that's why he's staying in. Yeah, right now he swaps to Politoed. Make a mistake right here. Should have thrown the Shadow Ball already, but we barely survive. Hell yeah. That's I am running a very high ranked Alolan Marowak. It's like around rank 11. You don't necessarily need that high of a rank Alolan Marowak, but it does come in useful in certain scenarios. I'm also running Shadow Ball on this Marowak, by the way. I think Marowak is usually, this team is usually used as a closing type Pokemon, and in the closing scenarios, Shadow Ball is just a little bit better because it can one-shot a lot more Pokemons than Shadow Bone does. Anyway, that's a good game. Just farm down everything with Azumarill. Alright, that's a good lead. Azumarill into Marowak, brings in Vigoroth. This is decent. Vigoroth's kind of tough to deal with my team because, well, Azumarill does beat it, but in the 2 shields, Vigoroth comes really close because the Body Slam spam is real. And, well, Marowak takes super effective damage from Bulldoze. Bulldoze. Which he fires right there, does a bunch. At this point, I just want to farm him down. If I farm him down, I can get to a bunch of, probably 2 Shadow Balls first opposing Marowak, but start lagging here, come on. He gets to another Body Slam, might be fine. I have a bunch of energy, so hopefully we can come back from that lag. Yeah, he brought me all, I should have been in the yellow, but because of the lag, I'm currently in the red. Because I'm in the red, I can't get to 2 Shadow Balls. I would have outpaced the 2 Shadow Balls, but he's gonna fire spin me down before, so I throw Bone Club to bait. He no shields. Now I go for the Shadow Ball. If I wouldn't have lag, I would have just gone double Shadow Ball. But now I can't. He brings in the Shift Tree, farms me down. Not good at all. I bring in Azu just to let him burn his energy and get off an Ice Beam. I need to burn his shield right here and then double Foul Play with Sableye. But first, I'm gonna let him throw another Leaf Blade just to burn his energy. And which he does at the perfect time. Good timing by my opponent right there. Now brings Sableye. And I just gotta hope. He needs 3 Leaf Blades to kill. Because I have 1 shield. And hopefully I can get to 2 Foul Plays in that time. Gets 1 Leaf Blade. He already has a lot of energy. I need to get to 2 Foul Plays. Another Leaf Blade. And I think he's gonna get to another one really quick. But look at that health right there. If I wouldn't have lagged with that, yeah, that's game over. He has another one. If I would not have lagged with Marowak versus the Vigoroth, I would have been able to fire, like the extra fire spin damage I would have been able to do versus Shift Tree would have won me the game. So this was a match lost to lag, but you know, it's very unfortunate, but it happens. It happens. Did I not cut out this queue time? What's going on here? Alright, here we go. Azumarill into Bastiodon. Again, not great. I don't have Hydro, and since the bubble nerf, you know, before the bubble nerf, without Hydro, this matchup was manageable. Now it's just bad. Very bad. Bubble doesn't do much. Like these look at these freaking Smackdowns are doing almost as much, or probably more than the bubbles are doing to Bastiodon. It's just insane. These player offs do nothing. Absolutely nothing. So it's not great, but I think it's fine. Most Bastiodon lead lines at the moment are either very weak to Marowak in the back, or very weak to Sableye in the back, or both. You know, I've seen a bunch of Tropius Medicham lines, which of course my backline destroys, because Marowak just destroys both of those, and Sableye is very good versus Medicham. I've seen a double fighter, which of course both Medicham, both Marowak and Sableye destroy. Of course, the standard Victreebel and the Tropius line is also there, which Marowak destroys. He brings in the Tropius, so this is looking good. I should have thrown my ball earlier to not eat this aerial ace. That's alright. I can tank it. I farm up one more Fire Spin here. I throw the Shadow Ball, which he no shields. That's really good for me. Interesting no shield though. But maybe he has something in the back that's strong versus Marowak. We'll see. What does he bring in right now? He brings in the Bastiodon. I Fire Spin it down. And now he has the Medicham. Interesting play. I think he probably should have shielded the Shadow Ball on Tropius. But in the end, it would not have really mattered because I also have Sableye. I'm just gonna bait it right there. Now I'm gonna go for the Shadow Ball and he no shields. Like, calling the bait right there was his only play, but I still had Sableye, so it didn't matter. Alright, final match. Berserker into... Oh, whoa, that's a new team. That's a new team. Wait. We gotta go over this team. Alright, next team is Dewgong, Marowak, Haunter. This was the first variation of Double Ghost I ran back in Season 2. I really wanted to run a Dewgong back then, but it was really weak versus Registeel. So I ran it together with Marowak, the hardest counter to Registeel, and then safe swap Haunter. Right now, this team I don't think is that great because all three of these mons lose to Bastiodon, and Bastiodon is way more common now than it was back then. Back then, Registeel was the most prominent steel type, and both Haunter and Marowak beat Registeel generally. So back then it was really good. Now I wouldn't really recommend it, but it's still a fun team if you can avoid the Bastiodon. Let's just head into these battles, see how they go. Dewgong into Berserker, horrible lead. I swap into Haunter. That's dumb. I thought I had Sableye in the back for some reason. This was my first game with this team. And of course, so Haunter doesn't like the Shadow Claws. Don't swap into your Haunter to a Berserker. It's looking really bad. I have lost swap already. Berserker has a lot of energy. I'm just gonna call. I have to call like a foul play right here because I can't afford to shield to go both shields down and lose switch. Luckily, he foul plays. That's a really good. But he brings in my champ. That's bad. Very bad. I go for the Icy Wind on the Machamp, which he shoots. That's good for me. I bring him a Marowak, and I'm very lucky. This team was very weak to Alolan Marowak. He brings in the Guard of War. I just need to kill this before he gets to a charge move, and I should be fine. Marowak's just gonna farm down this Charmer. Get out of here, you devil. And now I'm just gonna Bone Club the Shadow Machamp. Won't be enough to kill just yet, but it would put him into farm down range with Fire Spin. He shields though, so now I can go safely for the Shadow Ball again and take him out. That's a good game. Alright, second match. Dewgong into Mew. This thing, Mew kind of destroys this whole line. Wild Charge does a bunch versus Dewgong. Of course, Marowak doesn't want to take a Surf or the Shadow Claws, and Haunter doesn't like taking Shadow Claws either, and it's so glossy that like any charge move from you will kill, pretty much KO Haunter. I tried to call a Surf right there, but he went for the Wild Charge. I tried to go to Haunter to get in a couple Shadow Claws, but they had a very, very fast counter swap. It's really good by my opponent. I'm just gonna go for the punch right here. At this point, I'm ready to just let my Haunter go unless I get to the Sludge Bomb. If I would have gotten to the Sludge Bomb, I would have fired it, but I didn't want to throw a punch, because if he no-shields the punch, my Marowak has less farm. Now, Ninetales was still relatively healthy, and I can just farm it down. I'll only take like one move for the Ninetales. Yeah, I'll only take this, probably Psyshock or Dazzling Gleam. Does nothing. Marowak just eats it. Dazzling Gleam, I can easily tank it. Now I'm loaded. And loaded Marowak is just really good. He brings in a Stunfisk. I swapped. I should not have swapped right there. I should have stayed in with Marowak, just fired 2 Shadow Balls, and I would have been in a way better spot. But now I just gotta live with my choices. I let my Dewgong go because I wasn't gonna reach another Icy Wind. I go into Marowak. I Shadow Ball. The Stunfisk is debuffed. And he's gonna go for a Rock Slide. And the Mew has a Surf. And I shield this. I should not have shielded this. Because it's debuffed Rock Slide, it would have done less than a Surf. I think I might have been able to survive that and double Bone Club the Mew and then farm down the Stunfisk, but it would have been real close. Anyway, that's a good game. Alright, Marowak lead. It's pretty good. You know, Dewgong doesn't have a amazing matchup versus Marowak because the ice moves are of course resisted, and Water Pulse is garbage, but they never shoot the first move. So what I do here is I just go for the Water Pulse, then I swap into Haunter to try to farm him down. I was slow in the swap right there. We kind of like simultaneous swap right there. I brings in a Venusaur. I would prefer to line up my Marowak first the Venusaur because it's a way better matchup. I could just farm all the way down basically with Marowak, and now I have to throw a move, which is also alright. I still get out of here with a bunch of energy. Seeing as he led with Marowak, he can't bring that in, and hopefully whatever is in the back I can take out with Haunter or with Marowak. This is Shift Tree. I can go for the Slipstrom right here. I should have probably baited because he had 2 shields, so like a shield there was obvious. I get to another Slipstrom though, so that's really, really good for me. You has to shield again. Shift Tree is damn dangerous for this squad. You know, it can hit super effective versus all 3 of my mons. Luckily, I just sacrificed my Dewgong right here, and I can bring in my Marowak. I can still take 1 foul play, so I'm just gonna no-shoot the first one. Oh no, I'm shooting the first one because it's 100% sure a foul play. I don't want to no-shoot, and then he can just double Leaf Blade. It's basically I make him do 1 more snarl by shooting the first one. If I'm sure it's a foul play. All right, he brings the Marowak. I go for the Bone Club, and now I just have to farm him down. But I get to another Bone Club, even better. Take out the Shift Tree. That's a really good game. Next up, we have Azumarill Double Ghost. We have Marowak, this time with Hex and Shadow Ball, because it's a better safe swap with Hex and Shadow Ball in my opinion. With Hex and Shadow Ball, it has a lot of play versus the water type swap-ins, counter swaps like Azumarill for example. If an Azumarill swaps in on a Hex Shadow Ball Marowak, and Marowak has like a Hex advantage, it can actually win the 1 shield versus Azumarill, which is amazing. And then I have Chandelure in the back. So the play with this team is, if I don't face a water type in the lead, I swap to Marowak, and then it probably gets sacrificed. I safe shoot for Chandelure, and hopefully it can sweep in the back. I first saw this team on Zionic's channel. He's the one that showed it to me. I've used it a while before. It worked really good. Spoilers, this time it didn't work that great, but I did have some good matches with it. All right, I lead Azumarill into Mew. Again, not great. Also, I'm running Hydro Pump on this Azumarill because without Hydro, I really can't deal with Bastiodon or Stunfisk. It's also really hard. So I really need Hydro Pump in this moveset. And also, I have 2 really, really good grass answers here, so I don't really need the Ice Beam. All right, I no-shoot the Wild Charge. You know, the first one doesn't kill, so I don't shoot it. And I also call a Surf right there, which is great. You know, I would have been in trouble if I shielded there and he Flame Charged, because then the second Wild Charge would KO. So I never shoot the first move from Mew. Alright, double shields, which is very awkward for me. I'm gonna shoot this move because Surf does do some damage. Luckily, I can farm down here with Hex. He is debuffed. His defense is debuffed from the Wild Charge, so his Hexes really start adding up. I can farm him down. I almost have a blast ready. Does he bring in anything I can blast? No, it's Azu. I'm already so low health. I really need to get to 2 Shadow Balls right here. But like it won't KO. I need a couple more Hexes to KO after this. But as you can see, I just barely survived. Get to another Shadow Ball. Brings him deep into the red. I can incinerate this down before he gets to 2 moves. I'm gonna have to shield this right there. Even an Ice Beam would do a bunch. Chandelure is very glassy. He brings in Skarmory though. That's ideal. Probably a Chandelure sweep right here. I go for the Flame Charge. Chisuit already KO the Skarmory because I'm so glassy. Such a powerhouse. And then I get to another Flame Charge. Take out the Azumarill. That's a good game with the Candle Sweep. Alright, next match. I lead Azumarill into Swampert. This is a losing matchup for Azumarill in the 2 shields. If Shadow Swampert goes straight Sludge Wave, I lose the 2 shield scenario. Especially since I don't have Ice Beam, that's really bad. And if I have to shoot the next one if I want to get to another move. But I also don't want a double shoot because Swampert will just be able to sweep me. So I decided as I catch the Sludge Wave on a Marowak. That's what I decided to do. I decided to just let it go. It's a good sack. He's gonna have to waste so much energy right here. I'm hoping that I can take out the Swampert without using a shield with Azu. And then hopefully sweep a Chandelure. That's the whole idea. A lot of Swampert teams are backed up by Steel types or Abomasnow. I've seen a bunch of Abomasnow Skarmory teams, and in that case Chandelure would be able to sweep, but he swaps in his Skarmory versus my Azu. Not ideal. Not ideal at all. But manageable. Again, if it's Abomasnow in the back, which I've seen a bunch, or Galvantula could also be possible. Also seen that a bunch. I could be in a good spot. But it's gonna be close. I take out this Skarmory with my Azu. Brings back in the Swampert. That's a-okay with me. Perfect for me, actually. I get off a bunch of bubble damage. Goes for the Hydra right here. He's stocked up on energy because he over-farmed a bunch. But I'm pretty sure I can farm this down before he gets 2 Hydro Cannons. So that's the whole play right here. Hopefully it's Abomasnow. No, it's a Marowak, and that's game over. I don't have any shields anymore. Even a Bone Club would pretty much KO me from this range. So my only play here is go for the Shadow Ball and hope he no shields. But no, my opponent is smart and decides to shield. That's good play from him. But this game was just pretty much impossible. Next line. We've used Marowak and all or Double Ghost line so far. But Drifblim has kind of the same job. It has the same anti-grass properties as Marowak does with his flying typing. Only problem is it doesn't have the same steel type killing properties or like Abomasnow killing properties, basically. Ice types, of course. Abomasnow lead is a problem for this team. I think it's manageable. You know, Azu's matchup versus Abomasnow is bad, but it's close. Sableye can kind of deal with it. And also, if I get some energy on Drifblim, Drifblim can deal with it. Let's just see how this goes. I lead Azu into Venusaur. Bad. I swap it to Drifblim. That's bad. Always swap in Sableye if you see a Venusaur, because you might need Drifblim in the back to kill it. This was my first game with the team and I just mistapped. And I paid the price. In comes a Bastiodon. One of the hardest walls to Drifblim. Well, not exactly. These Shadow Balls do a bunch. Even though he's gonna get a bunch of energy, I can take the Stone Edges with Azu, farm him down. This is where the Bubble Nerf might help me a little bit, because I get more energy to fire at the Venusaur later, which is nice. I can finish off with an Ice Beam right here. If pre-nerf, I would have probably been one off with the Ice Beam. So yeah, I'm happy. I can just hit the Ice Beam right here. I'm expecting the Venusaur to come in, so I'm just spamming it. Spamming the Ice Beam. Venusaur barely has any energy, so I'm safe to throw it. I go to Sableye. He brings in Stunfisk. This is tough. Stunfisk generally wins this matchup, especially in twos. But I call a Rock Slide bait right here, which is massive. Now he can just keep throwing Rock Slides, but at least he doesn't hit me with an Earthquake. He needs like 3 more Rock Slides to kill me. I'm gonna get to at least 2 more foul plays before he does. I need a little bit more than that though. Yes, I need 2 more foul plays from here, and he's probably gonna reach 3 Rock Slides before I get there. So I'm gonna have to try to be fancy. Also, the Venusaur has some energy, and I can't farm it down before it gets to a Frenzy Plant. So I swapped to my Azu right here, get a little bubble damage on the Stunfisk. I was hoping he'd throw its energy, but he didn't. In comes the Venusaur. Venusaur is gonna have to throw a move to kill Azu, otherwise I would have gotten to the Ice Beam. At this point, I just farm it down. Stunfisk is in 1 foul play range, and Sableye wins CMP from on Stunfisk because he has higher attack, of course. I have a foul play ready. I can throw it at the Stunfisk. Stunfisk had a move and a bit ready, but it doesn't matter. I win CMP. In comes a foul play. Bye-bye, Stunfisk. Alright, next game. We have a black screen. Alright, and a win animation. Man, I need to get better at cutting these videos. I thought I did a good job. What's going on? What's going on? Alright, now we're going. In the queue. Alright, we have a match. Why? What happened? Alright. Azumarill Surfetched. Bad. Decent. It's alright. It's alright. It's not the best. Surfetched wins the 2s. But at least Azumarill can burn shields in the 0s and 1s. I take 1 Leaf Blade. As you can see, that does a bunch. I need to save my Azu just in case there's a Bastiodon or Stunfisk or another Azumarill in the back. So I'm gonna swap to Sableye right here. Again, that's the whole play with every double ghost line. You have to save your lead, your Dugong, your Azu, your whatever. You have to keep that just in case there's like a dark type. Dark types are the main thing. I didn't even say dark types, but yeah, Umbreon. I need to save it just in case there's like an Umbreon or an Obstagoon in the back. Because Drifblim and Sableye would just get destroyed by both of those. He brings in Stunfisk. That's alright. I get off 2 foul plays right here. And, well, I get him down very, very low. Which is amazing. I brought out the Stunfisk already, which is a Drifblim check. It's not really a counter, but it's a check. So I'm hoping Drifblim has a good matchup in the back. He's already shown the Surfetched. So I'm not really that worried. Brings in Skarm. Brings in the Skarm, which is not great for me. I don't get my Hex through there, which is very bad. Usually we get to the moves at the same rate, but because I didn't get in my Hex, and he does get in his Air Slash right there, I won't reach a Shadow Ball before he reaches Sky Attack, which is kind of bad. Probably should have gone Icy Wind as well. Yeah, now I don't reach the Icy Wind. Yeah, that's awful. I'm very low right now. I need to take out both the Surfetched and the Skarm with my Drifblim. I tried to throw the Icy Wind immediately right there, but I overtapped this. This match is just... I'm getting wrecked right here. I had an Ice Beam ready, but I just let it go. He had a shield. It didn't matter. All right, final team: Swampert, Drifblim, and Marowak with Hex. Again, double Hex users, double anti-grass to back up Swampert. This team is kind of weak to Azumarill, but all 3 of my Pokemon have play versus it, so it's definitely manageable. Again, it's the same strategy as always. If I don't see a Azumarill or Stunfisk or Ghost type in the lead or Dark type in the lead, I swap to Marowak, lure it out. Then Swampert comes in and kills it, and hopefully Drifblim can sweep. That's the whole idea. Let's see how it goes. I have 2 matches of this team for you. Azumarill lead. This is where I want to see it. Swampert wins this matchup if you hit the Sludge Wave. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. He threw at 5, so it was just an Ice Beam. Ice Beam does nothing to even a Swampert. So I decide to take it. I throw the Sludge Wave straight away. Luckily, my opponent tanks it. Right now, I'm going for the Hydro. This won't KO, and my opponent is still gonna get to an Ice Beam. So to prevent having to shield my Swampert, kind of want to keep my Swampert alive. So I swap to Marowak to eat the Ice Beam. Instead of shooting my Swampert, he brings in Sableye, and yeah, this is just bad, because I also have Drifblim in the back, which can't take on Sableye. I have to hit this move, and he no-shoots. That's amazing. I think my opponent thought it was gonna be a Shadow Bone, and Shadow Bone would not have done as much. Sableye would have still been in the yellow, but it was Shadow Ball, and this is why I also really like Shadow Ball. It's currently pretty unexpected, and people like the no-shoot. So anyway, Sableye. I saw Azum lead, I saw Sableye, I'm expecting Marowak. I'm gonna farm this down with Swampert. If he brings in a Marowak, I can double Hydro it. And take both shields, and then Drifblim can come in and Shadow Ball. Comes in Azu trying to make me burn my energy, but I am patient. I just farm it down. I only had to take 1 bubble. In comes the Marowak as I expected, and I throw double Hydro into it. I have a shield up. Marowak only has little bit of energy. I can bring in my Drift and hopefully get to the Shadow Ball. I shield this move. It's definitely a Shadow Bone. Oh, Bone Club. Good bait. All right. I guess that was his play, but he doesn't reach the Shadow Bone, and I get to the Shadow Ball. That's game over. Definitely the superior Double Ghost right here. Feels good. All right. Alolan Ninetales lead. Pretty bad. I just gonna go for Hydros right there, and a very bad timed Hydro Cannon right there. I threw at 8 moves, which is pretty much if you throw at 8, throw at 8, yeah, throw at 8. That's pretty much guaranteeing them pretty much almost a full extra charm. I should have thrown one more, and then I would have been able to deny him as many free turns as possible. But that's hopefully that doesn't cost me in the end. We'll see. He brings in Empoleon. What an insane team to counter my Marowak. Luckily, he doesn't fire his Hydro, which is interesting. But now I get to another Shadow Ball. I burn a shield. He does have energy though, and I have nothing to catch it on. So I'm just gonna have to bring in Swampert, and I'm gonna farm him down. Because I can probably get to another Hydro versus the Ninetales. He shields down. I have no clue what to expect in the back. Oh, I was kind of expecting Bastiodon in the back, so I shield again here. I was expecting another Steel type, because otherwise it would be a weird team. But he has Swampert, not great, but in the 0 shields, Drifblim can take this out. I'm gonna have to go for the Icy Winds though. 1 Shadow Ball is not enough, so I'll go for the Icy Wind. If I throw Icy Winds, I can survive the second Hydro, just barely. And now I get to another Icy Wind before I get much shot down. So I have a really high ranked Drifblim, and it really came in clutch right there. Can I hex this down? I can, though I would probably prefer to die and much shot down with Swampert, because I just need to get to the Hydro right there. Can I? Oh, I barely don't. If I thrown one more mud shot at the start of the game, I would have won this match. There you can see the importance of properly timing your fast moves, which I failed to do right there in the beginning and cost me at the end. I'll have to do better next time. Anyway, that was the final game. I really hope you enjoyed this Double Ghost showcase. Of course, I really only showed variations of the Water Double Ghost line. Basically, but there's a lot more you can do with ghost types. I think another team I saw recently was Obstagoon, Haunter, Gengar, another amazing double ghost lineup, and you can do a lot with ghost types. So I encourage you to go use them for sure. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.